What's going on, guys? John here, and today we're going to be talking about the iPhone SE and the iPhone SE 2. Now, as you guys have already heard, the iPhone SE 2 has been announced and it should be coming out anytime now. However, we're going to be taking a look at the pros and cons of the original iPhone SE, and then we're also going to be doing the same for the iPhone SE 2 as well. Now, we're going to see which one stacks out on top and if you guys prefer the iPhone SE over the newer one of this year. Now, of course, in my hands here, I don't have the iPhone SE 2 nor the iPhone SE. However, these devices are very comparable. I have an iPhone 5s here, which is exactly the same design. Alright, so setting down the iPhone SE 2 here, we're going to be talking about the SE and what it has to offer. So in terms of designs, you guys are going to see the most original, the most amazing design here from Steve Jobs before he passed away. I gotta say, this is the most stunning design there is with any iPhone. And if you guys also like it as much as I do, please drop a comment below letting me know that you guys like it just as well. Now, the reason I like this so much is the fact that it came originally with the iPhone 5 and then it moved to the 5S and now the SE, and it just has the most stunning attention to detail. You guys can list it all and go onto the website and see. We have the plus and minus compared to any future devices or any of the current devices now. It's just a blank little thing here, little plus top and a minus for the bottom, so it's very clear what you guys are clicking onto. The sides are just amazing. The antenna bands around here, it came from the iPhone 4 and they improved it with the iPhone 5 and so on to the iPhone SE. Now, overall, looking around the device, the fit and finish is just amazing. The speaker grills at the bottom here and the antenna band itself, the chamfered edges here that came originally with the iPhone 5. And the back here, we do have some glass at the top, at the bottom, and we have some aluminum right in the center here. It just looks like a premium solid device, and I love it so much compared to any of the other devices that we have on the market today. Now, as you guys can see here, we're greeted with slide to unlock, which I changed to slide inside. Just a little joke there, but done through jailbreak. So we're gonna slide here, and we'll tap our finger and we should be greeted inside the home screen. Now, once we're inside the home screen, you guys can see things are very familiar with iOS 7 and above, up to iOS 13 now. It's still practically the same thing here, although we do have some older features, which is running the older firmware right now, just for the sake of the speed and performance of this old device and how much I want to keep it. But swiping from the bottom up, we have control center. Top to bottom, we have the today's and notification, which is no longer here. And we have the camera here, which looks a little different than it does with iOS 13. Talking about the camera, we're going to flip it around. And as you guys can see here, no camera bump, which is fantastic. I don't know if I like the pill shape LED right here compared to the round on every other device, but it does, you know, it fits well with this glass back area right here. And 100% I do love how flush it is with the camera. Every single device now, it just has a bump back here, which is ridiculous. With that in mind, guys, it's practically the same size if you guys set it down on the table. So if you guys can see, it's just square, more refined on the iPhone 5S or the iPhone SE here. And the SE 2, which looks like this, it just looks rounded, but if you guys set it down on the table, it's practically the same height. You might have maybe like a tiny 1 millimeter or even less than that, a bump between the two. But yeah, it's fantastic, guys. Compare this to the current SE2, which is coming out in probably a week or something like that. It should be shipped to your guys' houses. So far, I've said many good things about the iPhone SE original here. So we're going to jump over to the cons. First thing is the bezels are humongous compared to some of the newer devices like the iPhone 10 over here or the iPhone 10s over here. And then, of course, it's still the exact same on the iPhone SE2. So there's not much to complain between the two. It is ginormous here, guys. A portion of the screen is just taken up by these white bezels. However, if you guys put it side by side here, it's exactly the same as each other, top to bottom. And then the bottom half, the bezels are just as big as each other, so can't really say this is a con between the two devices. Now, while we're on the topic of the screen, we're going to talk about the screen itself. It's a 4-inch screen, which is pretty small. Not much you can really do in here. Viewing videos and pictures aren't that good, to be honest. So we're going to take a picture of this plant just to show you guys. So it's a quick snap, and then we'll view the picture. It's pretty small, it's viewable, but as you guys can see, the aspect ratio isn't that good. And overall, I guess it works, but it's quite small. One thing I had hope with the iPhone SE 2 is the fact that they do twist and turn the whole thing into an edge-to-edge display, just like the iPhone 10 and above devices, but apparently they're going back with the iPhone 8 devices, which is And last but not least, guys, we have the first generation Touch ID, which is just so slow compared to the second generation and then compared to Face ID. You guys will struggle getting inside the home screen if you guys ever need your phone super quickly. You can't click it just like this and pop in. You have to put your finger on it, hold it for a while, and then let go, and it lets you in. It's nothing compared to this where I can just quickly tap and let go, and it should be in. So one more time here, tap, and you're in. Now this one right here, tap, nothing. You have to really hold your finger in for a very long time. And as you guys can see right there, my left thumb took literally like 3 seconds to authenticate myself to get in. Alright, so it seems we're pretty much done with the iPhone SE original here. So we're going to set this aside. No really other flaws that come up to my mind. If you guys know anything else, drop it in the comments below. But so far, this thing is just rock solid. I guess, guys, I'm just a big fan, very biased towards this design here. But yeah, we're going to set this aside over here, and we're going to jump over to the iPhone SE 2. Alright, so jumping on to the iPhone SE 2 over here. We also have one right over there, which resembles the iPhone SE 2, which should be coming out, and I'll be picking it up. So you guys wait out for that video, and we'll do a real comparison test between all the devices. But as of for now, this is the device, and this is pretty much what it's going to be looking like when you guys get it home into your hands. So like I mentioned in my previous videos, forget about this line over here, forget about all the scratches and cracks. This device is getting pretty old. But again, on the physical design of the iPhone SE 2, which is what's important, you guys won't have this line right here like this. You have a pretty much flush back just like the iPhone 8 over there. But we do have the exact same design as the iPhone 8. No differences. That's just a plus. This is the normal size, and we're going to be taking a look at this, and let's jump straight in. So for the 2020 iPhone SE 2 here, we're going to get a larger screen, we're going to get better technology, and we're going to get second generation Touch ID, which competes with the iPhone 6s and above. So all in all, things are going to be a lot better in terms of usability. However, nothing is really going to look different on the outside. You're not going to be the special one holding the newest and greatest device. We're going to talk about the prices in a little bit here, but $399 is an amazing price for the iPhone SE. So before we move on to the cons of this device, I want to tell you guys that one thing that really ticks me off is the fact of the naming scheme for this device. SE originally stood for Special Edition. Pretty much it keeps with what Steve Jobs originally made. Now in 2020, they're naming it as something, you know, as smart or as cheap. In general, it's the same edition to me, which really sucks. Alright, so let's talk cons of this device here. So it's pretty much the same device as 5 years ago. Every single device ever since the iPhone 6 is practically the same. Nothing really changed, and if I had an iPhone 6 here, I would show you guys pretty much from the exterior point, there is, you know, 99% similarity. But yeah, you guys still have the gigantic bezels as you did with the original iPhone SE. And then you guys have the same pretty much screen, 4.7 inch ever since the iPhone S. There's still pretty much the same infamous iPhone LCD display that Apple tries to pump up, making it better, true tone, and more lifelike colors and everything. But ideally, it's exactly the same screen as this. I see pretty much no differences here. It might be even brighter on this screen than it is on this screen. And in terms of vibrancy, it looks pretty much identical. Unless you're moving from OLED over to this phone, it seems like the colors are the same. The viewing angles are pretty much the same. It's just horrid. No differences here. And overall, guys, there is no improvements. I mean it. It's not like I'm just calling out the iPhone SE 2 and saying it's a crap device. But I think for $399, guys, this device was also $399 during its time. So just to get it clear, guys, I'm not bashing the iPhone SE 2. I'm just saying for the price of $399, which this device was also $399 at the time, there are better options with even a better display out there. And in terms of what you're not getting a 5-year-old device in terms of the looks of it. You're getting a much more updated device if you guys do go for possibly a Samsung device. And this is the first time ever I'm going to be saying for $399 I would rather go for some Android devices. This just doesn't look that good anymore. It looks like an old device in general. At this day and age, I would actually go for something with a little less bezel, if you guys know what I mean. So yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of more internals in here that is worth mentioning, but for the average consumer, they're not going to know much in here. You guys will have portrait mode and you guys have updated Siri. However, this also supports iOS 13 right now, so you're going to get a lot of the same features at the moment until this is outdated. But yeah, if you guys are interested in the newer design, a larger screen, Touch ID 2.0, and whatever else that came with the iPhone 6, go ahead and grab yourself one of this. For me, I personally would just hold out and just wait for a new design. I heard that the iPhone 12, there has been leaks and rumor that they are going back to the flat design here, which is amazing. Probably be picking one up as soon as it does come out, but I'll be picking this one up in the next week or so. So if you guys want to stay tuned for that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe, bell notification, and yeah, once again guys, peace out.